I am now going to present my own theory of the lifespan. Unlike many of the others that we've talked about in this class, I'm not going to emphasize the determinism of biology or early childhood environment. I'm going to focus on adult development because my background has been in industrial psychology and clinical gerontology. And I'm going to emphasize the importance of free will in adult development. I'm saying that your life destiny, especially as an adult, is largely a matter of conscious choice. And instead of talking about separate stages of development, I prefer to think of the interaction of simultaneous roles that we experience in adulthood and other parts of life. Specifically, I'm talking about roles such as being a child of parents, a worker in your career, whether you are an employee of a company, whether you are a professional, or whether you are an entrepreneur running your own business. And of course, another important role would be that of spouse or parent of young children. Now, not everyone has all of these four roles, and most of us don't have all four roles going on simultaneously throughout most of our adult life. What I do want to say is that there are about 5 serious problems that we can chart with role difficulty at different periods of life. One is role incompatibility. In other words, if you wind up in a career that you're not suited for in terms of your aptitudes, your interests, or other aspects of your lifestyle, that role incompatibility will create a stress upon your life and challenge your resilience. Another problem is that of role deficiency. I see this among the unemployed. I see this among some retired elders. They simply don't have enough social roles to keep them sufficiently engaged. I think that many elders do disengage and perhaps should disengage from certain roles in life, but then they have to re-engage and find other roles, or else they develop this problem of role deficiency. The opposite problem is one of role overload. That means too many things going on at the same time in your life. A fourth problem is rapid role transition. Too many changes going on simultaneously in switching of one role to another. That can be stressful. And the fifth problem I'm going to talk about is that of role timing, when a given role occurs at the wrong point of the life cycle. And here I'm going to refer to one of my mentors at the University of Chicago, Bernice Newgarten, and her idea that if events do not occur at the right time, they can be more stressful in your life. Let's take a case study here. Let's take the case study of a young woman. And this young woman starts off in early life as a child. But her childhood did not last that long, child of parents, because her parents died. And so that role was removed. And then she went into the next phase of adolescence, and she was primarily a student, but she got pregnant and she was in the role of parenthood. And that role of parenthood totally eclipsed the role of being a student. And then when she became a young adult, she had to match that parenthood with being a worker. And maybe that position of being a worker didn't really match her personality. It wasn't a job that she liked. And then she got married again, and she became a wife. And then she had 2 more kids. But maybe those 2 kids weren't really compatible with the child she had from the previous relationship. And now she's got so many things going on, the parental responsibilities, the spousal responsibilities, the job that she doesn't like, and now she's going to try to be a student again. Oh, now she's got role overload. Too much is going on in her life. So this particular model can be a very useful way to see how individuals may develop certain stressful situations that may require vocational or personal counseling.